Alexandra Zender of UCCS Athletics. Joining me today again is Mark Misch. Mark, how have you been?
Good. Weather's changing. The fall's coming. It's great for running.
Well, good. Last meet you had, your team finished 8 out of 31 teams. How big of an accomplishment is that to you?
Well, we went up to Michigan State basically for a couple of reasons. One is it's kind of an early season meet that is kind of forces you to be out of your comfort zone. It's a big meet, a lot of schools from a lot of different places. The men's field actually had 454 runners in it, which is quite large. You consider our national championships is around 250, so that kind of puts in perspective. We had some young guys that we gave an opportunity to travel up there and to be kind of exposed to a race like that. We left a few guys at home, a couple guys that were on the fence health-wise, and a couple other young guys that we were contemplating whether to redshirt or not. So we weren't really full strength, but we did have some. We did get a lot of experience. Dave Camayo had a great race. Corey Brown ran pretty well. Ben Patzer had a good day for him. It was his first 8K at the college level, and that's a tough kind of race to get that experience in, just the field. It was really warm. The race was at noon, so it was pretty hot, a lot of humidity. The ground was pretty wet. It was on a golf course, so you can imagine it's a little tough. So, overall, kind of mixed bag, but our group's pretty healthy, and we had a great week of training last week, so we're looking forward to this meet on Saturday at Metro State.
You also said that this past meet, you had some wetness in the grass. Does that affect the runners' times at all?
Yeah. I mean, cross country is really all about place. It's all about just competing. I mean, that's the whole point of the team is, every guy has to do well in order for the team to do well, and what order you finish versus the field. So time's pretty irrelevant. I mean, we've raced in every condition under the sun. I mean, we've run national championships in snow, and one year was 6 inches of mud in Louisville. And that's part of the sport is the conditions. So really the effort is the key, and that's what we work on a lot. And we race at a lot of different altitudes as well, which really affects how you compete. It's a different approach at sea level, and especially under different weather conditions. I mean, once you get past about 60 degrees, the temperature really it begins to exponentiate the effect on somebody when they're running at a high level. That affect the weather. So all that stuff comes into play, and that's part of the job as a runner, and also the coach in my situation, that we try to have to make adjustments based on the course, the severity of the course, the footing, and just what we think is going to be best for our personnel.
Well, you also mentioned that this Saturday you have a meet at the Road Runner Invitational. How are you guys preparing for that since you've had 2 weeks off? How is the team looking?
Pretty good. We had a great week of training last week. We got done some things that we were hoping for health-wise. Really on the upswing. We had some guys, like I said, we didn't run at Michigan State that are good, and they could factor for us, and we're looking forward to having everybody in the lineup for Saturday. We have a total of 31 men on our roster. Wow. 29 will compete on Saturday, or at least scheduled to as of today. We just have 2 guys that were not competing that are still coming back off injury, but overall that's a lot of guys. So we're kind of looking forward to getting them all in the mix and get on the bus and going up there and seeing who can do what.
And you also have David Camayo and Corey Brown. What are you expecting out of them since they are the top leaders on your team right now?
Well, both of those guys are veterans. They've got high expectations for themselves. Both have run at national championships before, and I think Corey was tough last season. He got injured, in mid-September, and that was really hard because he was in such good shape, and then he came back from that in the spring and had a great track season. So he really built on that coming in this fall, and he's a veteran. He knows what's on the line. His expectations of himself are probably more than my own. But and Dave Camayo, same guy. He's in his 3rd year. He knows what's going on. He's had success. He's very consistent. He's at that level. He's an All-American level guy. I mean, he's beaten a lot of All-Americans, and he's running the national meet. So he knows where he belongs, and so yeah, those guys are doing a great job. But we also have so many other guys that in the kind of supporting cast that they know the team is only as good as all of our top guys. I mean, everybody has to do their job, and they know there's no secret to that. And so we have several guys that have put the work in, and I know what they're capable of, and hopefully they expect that out of themselves. And so that's kind of where we're at, and that's why this meet on Saturday is important for us. I think not only just because we're competing on a course that our NCAA regional championships are on in November, but also the field's a good field for us, and some regional teams that we'll do battle with later. It's good to kind of mix it up with them and kind of see where we stand.
Well, good luck to you and your team this Saturday. I hope for the best.
Thanks.
Alexander Zender of UCCS Athletics joining me again is Mark Misch. Thank you.
Thanks.